Hello. Let's talk about teams. No doubt you've heard the importance of having a team. It's all over leadership literature and management books and courses. Teamwork is important. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's true. You probably have come across the acronym TEAM, as in together, everyone achieves more. But I actually want to take that further to say together, everyone achieves most success. Teams. I once saw a joke, it was a cartoon, when someone said, "There's no I in team, TEAM, there's no I in team." And then one guy, there's always one guy, who wants to challenge things, right? And be the odd one out. He says, "Well, there's M and there's E, and that spells me." Well, so we know that teams are important. Together, everyone achieves more. But I'm saying together, everyone achieves most success. Teams, plural. I'll tell you why I'm making it teams and not just team. This just won't go away. I mean, the last couple of weeks, this issue has kept coming in various ways. I'll tell you how it's been appearing, which is why I decided to do a video on this. The story is told of an anthropologist who went to this African village, and while he was waiting for his transportation out of the village, he decided to play a game with the children while he was waiting. He got a basket of fruits and put it under a tree, a big tree, and he said to them, "Run, children, run. Whoever gets there first gets to have this basket of fruits." Guess what happened? To his amazement, to his utter shock, when he said go, all the children held hands and walked together to the tree. They all got there at the same time, shared the fruit among themselves, and ate it with glee. This guy couldn't believe his eyes. So he said to the children, How come you didn't run and one of you get it and enjoy this booty for himself or herself?" And the children shouted, "Ubuntu, Ubuntu." How can any one of us enjoy this alone while the others are miserable? How can any one of us enjoy this alone while the others are miserable? Isn't that a phenomenal story about team, about community, about doing things together and succeeding together? Ubuntu means I am because we are. I am because we are. It goes right in the face of the not just individualism, but the hyper individualism that we have in our world today. I must say that when I was much younger, very talented. Those who know me growing up, multi-talented. I felt I had very little use for a team. I could go solo at many things, but now that I'm older and hopefully wiser, I see how absolutely essential teams are. I just stepped aside as the CEO of a Canadian organization, and I can tell you, I've been learning this and enjoying the power of teams so much that I look forward to our strategy sessions, for example, because I know that no matter how awesome the ideas I have, we will come out of the team with even more awesome ones, because together everyone achieves most success. Now, this whole thing about teams came about this last couple of weeks because I was doing a write-up on one of the assessments we have at my executive coaching company, Yalpebi. We have an assessment called 4D that first does the DISC, which is a behavioral assessment, and then gets into your values, there's a behavioral attitudinal index, but there's also something called teams, which is where do you fit in a team? What kind of contribution do you make? And when you do it for your rest of your people in your leadership community, you get to find out what kind of gift others bring to the table as well. So teams actually is also an acronym. It stands for T, there's a theorizer. E, there is the what do you call it? The executor. A is the analyzer. then you have the manager M, and then you have the strategist, the S, so teams, right? And hardly does anybody have all six. Even if you had all six, you couldn't do all six at the same time. You are one body, all right? So teams, I hope you get a chance to try that assessment one of these days for yourself, and maybe for your community, your leadership community, your team, and see what gifts you have, what mix you have, and where you may be lacking. So that's how it started. This whole teams theme. And then someone sent me a video, and it was of a friend of mine, a pastor in the Gambia. I got to preach at his church about a decade ago, Pastor Forbes, and he was making an illustration with the 4x100 relay team. Everybody knows the fastest man in the world is Usain Bolt. Now, his world record, which still stands, has not been broken for about 12 years now. But the interesting thing, Pastor Forbes said in that video, which really went viral, was that, but if you look at the record for the 4x100, which was set by Usain Bolt and the team of three others, the time actually comes to 36.84 seconds, which, if divided between the four, comes to 9.21 seconds, a whole 37 seconds better than the 9.58 record of Usain Bolt. Do you get it? That one man runs 9.21 is the world record. It's not 9.58, sorry. It's a world record. It's never been broken in the last 12 years. But that same man, together with a group of three, runs, and on an average, every one of them does 37 whole seconds better than the fastest record of an individual. That is profound. Together, everyone achieves most success. Now, I've been reading through the book of Nehemiah, and that also brought this whole idea of teams to mind, because guess what? The walls of Jerusalem were down for about 120 years. In 52 days, the project was done. How come? Teamwork. Again, everyone built a section of the wall. Some, from perfumers to goldsmiths, from males to females, there were daughters who were involved, from the nobles to the commoners. Some just built the portion right in front of their house or their home. Guess what? In 52 days, the project was done. Again, together, everyone achieves most success. So I would like to remind you that even the best of us, even a Usain Bolt, even the best of us cannot beat the rest of us together. Together, all of us together can beat the best of us any day, every time. So remember, as my mentor John Maxwell would say, the wrong person in the wrong place, that's regression. The wrong person in the right place, that's frustration. The right person in the wrong place, confusion. But when you have the right person in the right place, that's progress. But when you have the right people in the right places, in other words, teams, that's multiplication. That's exponential progress. May you find your right place and your right team to make the most of life and work. Teams, together, everyone achieves most success. Ubuntu. I am because we are. And as the African proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, travel with others. Find your team and make it.